Hello. Hi, good evening. Hello Chris, hello Chini, hello Cody. Good evening. How is everyone? Hello Hazen. Alright, let me hold the game up. Hi. Hope everyone's had a good day. How long did it work? Everything is a-okay now. I'm glad. Hope everyone had a good day. What was I doing? Yes. Setting things up on the second monitor here. Okay. There you go. Got hit with a gorilla stream at night. I have to specify a gorilla in this context means surprise, like warfare. I always stream on Fridays. Yeah. That's been like my schedule for the past little bit. It might change a tad because I am going back to school in September, so I'll see when like I get my schedule. But yes. Yeah. You ready for more Higurashi? I'm going to school to become a medical office assistant. Yeah. I've been spending a lot of time thinking about what I wanted to do. I think I finally figured it out though. Took a while. I'm figuring it out a little bit late, but you know, better late than never, right? Alright. There you go. Alright, I don't want to see any sweets for at least 3 days. Ugh. Yeah, and once I get a job, I'll be able to buy all the VTuber stuff I want. New outfit every 2 months. I'm kidding. That'd be a bit much. maybe not every 2 months, but like maybe every 6 months. Yes, upgrade. Yes, the Kaede figure. I really want that, but figures are kind of expensive now. Especially with like the tariffs and stuff, it's a lot more expensive to like order stuff if it comes overseas. Yeah. You tried a little too hard, Keiichi-kun. Rena ate a massive amounts of sweets too, but her stomach seemed to be just fine. Tariffs are ridiculous. They are. It's insane. I saw a screenshot of someone who ordered Hololive merch, and like the tariffs alone were like over $100. It cost like 300 something. Yeah. I mean, if I was a rich girl, I'd buy it. Yeah. Yeah, the tariffs. Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. I think girls have 4 stomachs. Or at least an extra stomach for dessert. It is very rude of you to say something like that to a lady. I was rich, I'd buy it, yeah. Same. This is what you get for being rude. Ow. Satsuka poked me very hard in my bloated stomach. If I was rich, I'd be broke. Because I try to help everybody. Yeah. Sometimes, like, when I see on Twitter, like, when someone's like, oh, there's this, I have to sell my VTuber model because I can't afford stuff, but I love it a lot, but I have to sell it. Sometimes I wish I could just, like, buy it and then just tell them to keep it. You know? Like, oh, here's the money, you can keep it though, I just wanted to help. If I was rich, I'd do that all the time. I'd go broke. There's a Sailor Moon fighting game. Mr. Elon should help a brother out. Yes. Stop it. Please don't poke my stomach. I'm going to throw up. Satsuko and Rika-chan grinned mischievously upon hearing that. A chill ran up my spine. All you gotta do is give me a few thousand and I'm happy. He can spare a little bit, right? That's like... Yeah. Yeah, $1 million. That's like change to him. That's like... That's like, a little... That's like pocket money. It's fine. Why were they smiling like that and walking towards me so gleefully? It's like lint in his pocket. No, stop it. You cold-blooded demons. Pretty soldier Sailor Moon ass. I'm gonna look it up. I didn't know there was a Sailor Moon fighting game. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Do you really think I'd let it slip away? Meep. Your bloated tummy is in danger, Keiichi. I remember seeing a clip of someone calculating how much money would have to be on the ground for Bill Gates to pick up. Stop it. When I joined in Satsuko and Rika-chan in torturing me, we were still making a lot of noise outside the restaurant. I desperately blocked my stomach from their attacks, but someone else hit me from behind. Ow. Who is it? Relative to his wealth, there'd have to be at least 10k lying there for him to bother. That's crazy. Oh, Chion. Hello, hello. Nice to see you, Kei-chan and his funny friends. Oh, Shi-chan. Hello? You weren't at the restaurant today, were you? I'm working the night shift today. I just changed after getting here. How can you go outside the restaurant wearing that uniform? What? I'm not embarrassed. Especially not since you had to walk around in a way more embarrassing costume the other day. Ugh. Damn it, I was just getting over it. See, you had just reminded me I'll never be able to get married. Anyway, I heard you went crazy in the restaurant today. We did. You had to, since it turned into a club activity, you know? You made a big mess in there. It looks like Sis felt guilty, so she's helping the waitresses clean up the store now. I still think we should help them clean. Shion is attracted by the sound of screaming. That sounds about right. Lore accurate, Shion. Oh, don't worry about it. We can't let customers do that. Plus, me made most of the mess. Yeah, that's right. Everybody nodded in agreement. She told me to tell you guys that you don't have to wait for her. You can go home now. Rika just casually throwing Mion under the bus. Rika has no chill. We've been known. Remember fucking the other stream that caught strays? Her disrespecting maid outfits. No, we're going to wait. Right, everybody? We're gonna ask for our agreement. Of course we decided to wait without hesitation. Satsuko, Rika-chan, and I all nodded along. Suddenly find it hard to look at Rika every time I see her on screen. All I imagine is her ripping her own throat out. Yeah. That was a very... They really didn't hold back with that scene, did they? Oh, Koala still hasn't recovered. No. Hatching stray. No, Higurashi does not. They don't play games. Never hold back on the core. Wait till you get to Umineko. It makes Higurashi look like a day in the beach. Oh boy. Sorry, kinda new here. Glad I found you. Is your flower? Hopefully your day is good. Your voice is real nice. Can't put into words. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. I know like people compliment my voice a lot, but like I don't know, I still don't like it. I think I sound like a nerd. Since we can't help her clean, that's the least we can do. It's sweet. I think everybody has a negative impression of their own voice. Yeah, probably. Koa isn't a nerd. I'm a VTuber. A VTuber seems to be a pretty nerdy thing to do, I would say. Happy to be here. I hate my voice too. Yeah. Well, she says we can go home. I'm pretty sure she'd be sad if we really did leave. One of us. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, fucking reading fucking niche-ass visual novels from the early 2000s. Oh. Thank you for subscribing. Oh, thanks for the gifted sub, Cody. It's very nice of you. Yeah, the last time Keiichi made her sad, like half of Peki Namizawa caught strays from that. Yeah. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't give the tomboy a doll. Of course, of course I had to give the tomboy the doll. Yeah, I do love the classics, yeah. Oh, Kate. Oh, Kate-chan, you grew up. I'm impressed. He grew up alright. It's because we've been training him well. If the tomboy the doll surge crazy twin doesn't murder the whole town. We're doing good. I think I've had a pretty good day. Right? That's correct. Nipa.
Thank you for subscribing.
Oh, thank you again for the gifted sub, Cody. I appreciate it. You really don't have to do that. It's okay. You guys always band together when it comes to things like this. I hate girls. They get along so easily just because they're girls. In the end, we end up making more noise, even dragging Sion into the mess this time. Sounds like tomboys really like dolls. Apparently. Excited for tomorrow too, because for the PS4 stream, also I'm heading to an event for a company my aunt works for. It's gonna be free seafood. Nice. Yeah. We're almost done Persona 4, I think. But we're close to being finished. It's probably gonna take a few more streams to finish Persona 4. Where did Shion get back in here and help us clean? Where'd you put the washcloths? Oh no. Guess I have to go back to work now. Mi-chan. Do you think it's gonna take a while? What? Why are you still here? Are you waiting for this old man? Yeah. Get sleep time. I'll get cozy. Persona 4 is good. I just wish the Steam version didn't hate my PC, just kept crashing no matter what, so I had to refund it. Aw, that sucks. Yeah. You waiting for this old man? Don't worry about me. Dark Soul 3? I've been meaning to play Elden Ring. But cause that's like baby's first hard game, right? Can I do Ara Ara as Mia? Ara Ara isn't very good. Ara Ara. Don't worry about me. Going home already. I'll train your voice. Mia looked happy to see us waiting for her, but she always says the opposite of what she thinks. Yes, I did sound disgusting. You want some wash the taste out of your mouth? Yes. Gross. Disgusting. No, I sounded disgusted. Disgusted, yes. I wonder when she'll grow up and just be able to just honestly say thank you. Our friends, remember? We'll wait until you finish up. Thanks for lurking. Sleep well. I wish we could help you. I'm not blushing, it's allergies. Yeah. I wish we could help you. I feel bad. I told you, you don't have to wait for me. I'm going to wait for Shion to finish work tonight, then head to her house in Nukkunuku afterward. So you really don't need to wait for me. I do appreciate it though. Are you sure? I still feel bad. Yeah. Me too, me too. We have enough people, so really, don't worry about it. Go home before it gets too cold. We understand. Me. I hope you can finish cleaning soon. Go for it, yay. Oh, thanks. Kei-chan.
Yes, hi, hello.
I trust you to... Sherlock, thank you for becoming a pack rabbit. I'll come in. It's kinda neat how the world slowly expands. The first few arcs rarely leave the town, but now they're spending a fair bit of time in Okinomiya lately. Yeah, that's true. I trust you to escort the ladies home safely. Please protect them from assassins on your way home. Looking around, I didn't see any ladies who needed an escort. Oof. I felt more like I was the one who needed protection. Anyway, we said our goodbyes, making it easier for us to end the day and go home. Goodbye, Mi-chan. See you tomorrow. Yep. See you tomorrow. Alright, let's go then. That's what we call inside thoughts, my man. You say that stuff out loud, you wind up being the Watsunakashi sacrifice. We waved at Neon until she went back inside the restaurant, and after that, we all went on our bicycles and left Okinomiya. Did my game crash? Oh. On the way home, we talked about how exciting it had been today, and it looked like everyone was still fired up. No ladies. Damn. Yeah. We had the horrifying punishment in the competitive eating contest, which turned into an unprecedented battle involving all the customers in the restaurant. After that, everything got crazy and messy. It's not a modern title. Crashes should be rare, yeah. At first, the waitresses didn't know what to do, but after a while they ended up joining in. We had a blast. That was wonderful. Did you see what Tomita and Okumura did? How amusing it was. I felt sorry for Kameda and Irie. So did I, but... Didn't you think my speech was great? Everyone in the restaurant was on my side after that. Keiichi, you might have been someone really important if you were born in a different era. Guarantee you that Angel Mart looked like the aftermath of a battle royale when everything was said and done. Yeah. Would have been fun to watch though. What? This idiot? He's just too full of himself. An idiot will always remain an idiot, no matter when or where he is born. If he was born 100 years earlier, he might have gotten printed on bills. Money with Keiichi-san's face on it? How pathetic. They would only be worth 200 or 300 yen at the most. Satsuko and Rika-chan kept up their continuous chatter. I was a bit tired after the day's event, so I just listened quietly. I noticed that the wind was getting colder when they cry currency. Our shadows were getting longer as well. Satsuko and Rika-chan still had a lot of energy left. But what about Rena? She had been very quiet. Maybe she also had a stomachache from eating too much. I looked to Rena to see. However, I was wrong. Rena was... I didn't really know how to describe it. Hello, Mr. Manager. She looked very satisfied. She looked like she really did have that much fun. She looked like she was happy. She looked like she was as happy as she could ever be. I could tell all that without her saying a word. When I looked at her, it made me realize that the word fun wasn't enough to describe what we did today. Rena is just casually disassociating on the way home. Keiichi's like, ah, she's good. She's fine.
Yes, hi, hello.
Is that Till Vermilion? Thanks for becoming a pack rabbit. Welcome. Seems like you had a lot of fun. The way you talk and think is just bloody funny in a good way. Have you eaten anything good today? I did actually. I ordered a noodle box from a noodle place. It was really good. And I got bubble tea as well. Yeah. I hope it's not. Okay, well, it might be on your end, because OBS does not say I'm dropping frames, so... You can try reloading, though, that might fix it. What about you, Keiichi-kun? Summary anime visual novel. Silence, Teddy. I had a blast, too. I wish we could have as much fun tomorrow and the day after tomorrow too. I feel the same way. I wish from the bottom of my heart that the time we spent in the restaurant today could last forever. Like I said, watch not the VOD from last week, the VOD from the week before. Wow, it's kind of poetic. Don't you agree, Keiichi-kun? Rena didn't notice that I made fun of her. I might have been a little tactless. I regretted having said it. I do. I totally agree with you. But you know something? Today's not the only day that's filled with happiness. Yeah, about 2 weeks ago you could see Rika decide her neck needed to be necked. Yeah. A cool wind blew through her hair. She smiled at me, and for some reason, she looked very mature. Her appearance made my heart skip a beat. Oh yeah. I don't know if I said this, but like... I know, like, Mion likes Keiichi, but like... I was always Team Rena. I'm sorry. Like, I love Mion, but like, I'm Team Rena. I'm sorry. Personally, I just think she's a better match for Keiichi, to be honest. Yeah. Naughty streamer taking sides. Well, I'm sorry. She's my favorite. She even said earlier in this arc that she wanted him to see her romantically. Yeah, it's very clear that they both kind of like each other, but like they're not like... Because like they're both like, you know, like they're both teenagers and it's kind of awkward. Like none of them is like saying anything, but it's very clear that they do like each other. Every single one of our days in Hinamizawa is wonderful, precious, and irreplaceable. Is a wonderful, precious, and irreplaceable day full of happiness, including the boring days when our club activities get cancelled. Rena, you think about things in a very mature way. No, I don't. Honestly, I'm still not done playing around yet. Maybe it's just because I'm still excited. Rena laughed, and that made me laugh too. Satoko thought that we were laughing because we said bad things about her. She started bugging me about it. Okay, Cody, I'll be here. Once again, we made a lot of noise like we always do. Oh, Satoko and I are taking this turn here. Rika, why not walk with them a little further and turn where the tobacco store is instead? Did you forget our nightlight burned out? Without that, it's too dark for us to sleep. Oh, that would be quite the problem. I see, you need to go to Makino-san's general store. Then I guess we'll say goodbye here. You better take this turn or you'd have to take the long way around. Makino's general store? Alright, that's where it is. Really liking this story, not gonna lie. It's very good. Higurashi is a very good series. I'm really happy I get to share it with everyone. If they wanted to make a stop at the store before going back to the shrine, turning here would be the quickest way. Okay then. Bye Rika-chan. Bye Satoko. I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Farewell Keiichi-san. Farewell Rena-san. See you two tomorrow. Bye-bye. Rika-chan and Satoko waved at us many times, then took the nearer path through the field. Once the noisy girls were gone, it went especially quiet all of a sudden. It made me feel as if the sun had set in an instant. I could see my house by now, which everybody called the Maibara Mansion. I didn't notice it earlier because of how fired up we all were, but my stomach was about to burst. The growling in my gut felt like thunder. My body must have been paying the price for me acting like an idiot earlier. There's no way I was eating dinner that night. I need to tell my mom before she started cooking. But before anything, I had to get to the bathroom. Ugh. My stomach was churning. Oh boy. It really didn't sound good. I got to the place where I'd always meet Rena in the morning and say goodbye in the evening. I really did have a lot of fun today. Me too. Are you feeling okay, Keiichi-kun? My stomach is growling. I guess I just need to get some rest. You need to train your stomach, huh? Huh? You ate about as much as I did. How'd you fit all of that inside your tiny body? That would be a woman's secret. Rena giggled and tried to avoid giving me an answer. She'd probably hit me if I pressed her about it. If she punched me in the stomach, I'd throw up for sure. No, you're not spamming, it's fine. If you want to chat, you can chat, it's okay. No worries. I'm glad you're having a good time. So I decided not to go any further. Bye, Rena. See you tomorrow. Yes. See you tomorrow. You know, I used to live in the city. Yeah? I never imagined to enjoy each and every day like this before. But after moving to Hinamizawa, you know, I think I found happiness. I feel the same way. I moved to Hinamizawa a year ago. I can't believe I'm as happy as I am and spend every day having as much fun as I do. I see. I'm sure tomorrow will be the same. That's right. We had so much fun yesterday and today. So tomorrow will be the same. With all the fun we have every day, sometimes I feel like I'm going to trip and fall sometime. It kind of scares me. You fall when you fall, no matter how careful you are. That's why I believe we have to enjoy every moment as much as we can. You're right. We gotta enjoy every day as much as we can. Well, it's probably time to go. Please say hi to your parents for me. Oh, I still have plenty of energy left. Oh. I'm going to go treasure hunting. What? Are you going there now? You sure are resilient. I'm impressed. What about you? Would you like to come along? I found a new fresh trash pile I hadn't dug up yet. I might find something really cute in there. I'm sorry, but I gotta pass. Besides, it looks like a storm's brewing. I think you should go straight home, too. Hello, Yusena. Oh, I usually find something cute when I've had a wonderful day like today. So I'm going there just for a few minutes. I felt sick enough that I didn't feel like going with her. If I felt better, I would have gone treasure hunting with her for sure. She didn't want to go home yet because she didn't want the fun day to end. That's exactly how I felt too. I understand. Bye then. I hope you find something cute. Yep. Thank you. Bye-bye. Keiichi waved over and over as if he didn't want to say goodbye yet. But after a while, he was gone. Well, I had to go too, because I was still going treasure hunting. I love cute things. I had such a wonderful day today that I'm sure I'm gonna get lucky at treasure hunting. I definitely will find some wonderful treasures. I pedaled my bicycle with determination. My house was nearby, but I took another street that led to the dam construction site. It might have been okay to go home just then, but I hesitated to go since I didn't want to be seen. I had so much fun today. Oh, whoopsies. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump my mic. I had so much fun today, and I wanted to continue feeling happy as long as I could. It was already getting late, but I felt like it was getting dark faster than usual. Just like Keiichi-kun had said, the clouds in the sky were growing darker. It might start raining hard. And that doesn't mean I have to go home already. Stop it, Rena. You had so much fun today. You have to stay happy as long as you can. My knee. Whoopsies. Yeah, I didn't mean to bump the mic. I bumped my, what's it called? I bumped my, mug on my mic. While I was taking a sip, sorry. I'm happy. I enjoy every day. Rena, say it. Say the magical words. Don't be embarrassed. You're not dumb or anything. I might be able to enjoy every day even more if I were dumb. If so, dumb is what I'd want to be. Oh. I'm going to find something so cute. And take it home with me. There, I said it. I'm sure I can find something cute. As long as I believe it's cute, anything can be that way. I should fill my heart with happy moments of today and yesterday. I should look forward to the happiness I'm going to receive tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, too. I reached the dam construction site. A mountain of trash loomed before me. I parked my bicycle and walked down the mountain of the trash and scrap. This place is my castle. It would be incredible if anyone else came to this mountain of trash. It's funny. I've come here many times, and I usually stay for a long while, but I've never seen anybody walk by. This place is the village's blind spot. I heard that many people came here all the time during the dam wars, but it was abandoned after that. The villagers no longer need to come here, and some people even forgot about it entirely. It seems like they dump trash here at midnight, but I've never seen a truck actually dumping trash at least. If they dumped new trash more often, I'd have more time to kill. But it looks like it's not going to happen for a while. I walked down the slope of the trash pile, all the way down to the bottom, and headed behind another pile. Nobody ever comes here. I've come here many times. I usually stay for a long while, but nobody has ever come to mess up this place. Welcome back, Cody. Not even the other kids from my school come here. They all believe that the arm of the manager of the construction site is buried somewhere in the trash piles, and they also believe the whole place is haunted. They told me that a ghost with one arm still wanders around here, looking for his missing limb. Sadly, I haven't seen the ghost either. I'm not scared. In fact, I'd rather like to meet him. I wouldn't mind helping him find his arm. If he's feeling lonely, I'd want him to be my conversation partner. There's a station wagon buried in the trash pile. It doesn't have tires, but other than that, it still looks like a station wagon. The station wagon is my secret hideout. Unfortunately, the sliding door and rear doors don't open. So whenever I want to get in, I have to enter the car from the passenger seat and crawl into the back from there. Of course, I take off my shoes at the passenger seat. When you look at it from the outside, it's just a dirty abandoned car. But on the inside, it's nice and clean, because I had swept it out and decorated it a little. Yeah, like IRL, like landfills and stuff. Yeah, it is pretty sad. That took me a long time. The back seats are lying flat because I wanted to have as much space as possible. I found a mattress in the trash pile and put it into that space instead. It was a bit dirty, so I bought a bread sheet from home and covered the mattress with it. I put my favorite cushions on top, and with that, it turned into the perfect bed. I've put cushions and stuffed animals everywhere. That's not all. Look at this. I have a bunch of sweets here, too. I have a bag of fruit candy in 4 different colors and some cookies, but they're going bad. I'll have to throw them away. My bear-shaped water bottle was empty. When I come here to spend time on Sundays, I usually bring this water bottle with some sweetened tea in it. I have a box of tissues, a flashlight, extra batteries, and other daily necessities in here. I also have a few good books to read in order to kill time while I'm at it. It seems that she comes here a lot, but she doesn't wanna go home. And I have this. What do you think this is? Look, ta-da! My hideout suddenly lit up thanks to the table lamp. There's an electric outlet on the side of an old nearby construction office. I thought they had cut the power years ago, but to my surprise, I was wrong. Go home? What's that? Electricity is still being supplied to the outlet. When I found tons of extension cords, I came up with the idea to connect them all to make the electricity come all the way to my hideout. Now I can spend time here comfortably with some sweets, books, and lights. If I wanted to, I might be able to spend a night here. But I may catch a cold since it gets very cold at night. See? This is a very nice hideout, isn't it? And they're just wanting to find a place to call your own and be safe. Yeah. It's a little depressing that her safe space is a abandoned station wagon inside a dump. That's kind of sad. At first I thought somebody would find it and mess with it, but that hasn't happened so far. That's because nobody comes here, and everybody forgot about this place. That's how this place became my perfect secret hideout. Fortunately, I ate so much today that I'm still full. I can tell them that I was playing with my friend at her house and ate dinner there. I'm going to stay here for a while and relax. And I'm going to treat myself. I loved the water gun battle yesterday. My heart had been pounding when I fought one-on-one with Geichi-kun. I also had great fun at Angel Mart today. I'd never experienced such a crazy game with so many people in my life. I was still feeling the after effects, and I was sure I'd have a dream about it tonight. That was why. I wanted to bask in these happy feelings. That's why I'm going to treat myself in here. I should take off my shoes and stretch my toes. I should cherish the time when I can be by myself. Once I took off my shoes, I felt so relaxed I didn't want to put them on again. I played all day and I was very tired. The treasure hunt could wait. As it got darker, the light of the table lamp became encouraging. It really was getting darker faster than usual. All of a sudden, I heard the sound of raindrops hitting the roof of the car. Pitter patter, pitter patter. The interval between drops got shorter and shorter. Then it became a continuous sound, and I began to hear thunder. Even though it was raining heavily, it remained very quiet inside the car, making me feel like I was in a different world. It's my castle after all. I felt a bit cold, so I unfolded my big blanket and hid under it. I'm here alone under the warm blanket that has my scent. Even though nobody knew where I was at the moment, I felt like I was left alone, and I feel like I was left alone in the heavy rain. I still feel secure and free from anxiety for some reason. I feel like this heavy rain was keeping my enemies away from my castle. I liked it that way. This place is full of small happiness. It's full of my favorite things. That's why I'm happy whenever I'm here. When I put another blanket over me, I felt as warm as if I were in bed. I listened to the soothing sounds of raindrops hitting the scrap iron on the trash heaps, and it made me feel sleepy. This is a castle of trash. This trash came here because nobody wanted it. This is where it lives. This is a country where unwanted refuse lives together. I felt like I felt in here, like I fit in here, but at the same time, I knew it was just a temporary place for me, and that there's somewhere I had to go back to. No, I shouldn't think about things like that. Whenever I realize that I don't belong here, I remember I'm in the middle of a very dirty pile of trash. I should just douse for a little bit longer. Thinking is poisonous. I wanted to keep myself out of that poison, so that the kind Rena within me could stay pure. A little bit longer. Just a little bit longer, and I closed my eyes. My mother was a very busy woman. The harder she worked, the more her work was valued, and she kept getting promoted. She sought to go higher and higher. She was always shining, and she was my hero. My mother started her career as a fashion designer at a small clothing factory in Okinomiya. My father was a designer too. They met through their jobs and soon got married. They lived in the small apartment in Okinomiya. But they moved to my grandma's house, our current house in Hinamizawa, when she got pregnant with me. We lived there together until right before I went to elementary school. Now that I think about it, that was the happiest time in my life. I felt happy every day and believed without a doubt that tomorrow would be the same. I was so happy that I took it for granted and didn't even feel the happiness. I really did feel happy every day. I was small at the time and I didn't understand what was going on, but it seemed like the company my parents were working for was having financial difficulties. Hello. Alfie, hi. So, my mother and a few other young designers started talking about leaving the company and going independent. After many things happened and the situation grew complicated, they got an offer to work at a big design firm in Irabaki, and they took the offer. At that time, I heard my mother saying difficult words like limited partnership and business alliance, but in short, what she wanted to do was move to Ibaraki. My mother and her peers were hired because their talent and experience made them immediate assets at their new company. However, my father wasn't one of them. Unfortunately, my father wasn't as talented as my mother was. So moving to Ibaraki meant that my father had to give up being a fashion designer. My mother's new company had high expectations of her talent and promised her a reasonable project. She didn't want to waste her growing talent and passion by living in a rural town like Hinamizawa. So my mother convinced my father to quit his job and move to Ibaraki to support her and help her build her career. Back then, moving meant that I had to say goodbye to my close friends. I didn't want to move, and I kept crying about it. After we moved to Ibaraki, my mother was a big success. Not only did she have great leadership skills, she was full of energy, and I believe she made the best use of her talents to succeed. She came home late every night and barely had any days off. When she had a big project, she often stayed entire nights at her office. But when she came home, she always looked fulfilled and wore a happy smile, and that she had never worn when she was in Hinamizawa. She was shining. I remember that I always wanted to shine like her when I grew up. On the other hand, my father wasn't doing so well. He couldn't find a job as a fashion designer, so he took a clerical job at a small company, but he kept changing positions. He couldn't use the experience that he had cultivated, and it was very hard for him. But he was very understanding. He started to take care of things around the house for my mother, who got busier and busier having one project after another. He cleaned the house, did the laundry, and came to my school events. However, he couldn't cook. He did cook rice, but he always bought side dishes from the grocery store. We ate dinner without my mother more and more often. I guess she's busy again. Every time I said that, he always told me, "Your mother is working very hard. So let's support her, Reina." That's what he always told me. I decided to help my father with the cooking. I thought it was a good idea to learn how to cook since he wasn't good at it. Whenever my mother cooked, I helped her and tried to learn how to cook from her. She apologized for not having enough time to cook for us, but she was happy I was learning. I think I wrote in my school yearbook that I wanted to be a clothing designer in the future, just like my mother. But apparently, I lacked my mother's exceptional sense of style. She used to tell me, taste is something you're born with, not something that you cultivate. Bitch. I remember I was discouraged to be a designer because of that. That's why I decided to reach her by getting better at things she wasn't so good at, instead of trying to be like her. I wanted to be not only good at cooking, but also doing things around the house, such as cleaning, doing the laundry, and grocery shopping. I remember my father was really happy that I did all that for him, because he wasn't good at it at all. He couldn't find a job and spent a lot of time at home, so he seemed to enjoy spending time doing the housework with his daughter more than anything. I started to become better at filling in for my mother. And she started to get too busy to do any of the housework at all, and she moved into a more responsible position at her job. She took me out to many places, as if to compensate for leaving me alone all the time. She used to say, "Let's go eat something delicious," without telling your father, and took me to a restaurant. She took me to high-class restaurants and amusement parks. Sometimes it was only me and my mother. Sometimes it was with her friends from work. She took me to a beach barbecue one summer with those friends. I was introduced as her daughter, and every one of them pampered me. I still remember there was this one guy who particularly doted on me. He was a good-looking young man. I called him Uncle once, and he got mad at me. He was nicely tanned, with dyed brown hair. This young man often came with us when we went out. When my mother took me somewhere, she usually made several phone calls for her work during the day, and sometimes she took me to a place where she could also do her work at the same time. So I didn't feel awkward when people from her work came with us. But I always preferred to be alone with her, so I was happier when we could do that. One day, she took me to a very high-end part of town. Of course, she always spoiled me whenever we went out. She bought me things and let me eat whatever I wanted. But she especially spoiled me that day. She took me to many expensive-looking boutiques and accessory stores. She was about to buy me something, but I told her not to get it because it didn't look good on me. Without hesitation, she bought it anyway. I remember there were many zeros on the price tag. One day, I realized my mother's design work had made her a very successful woman. On that day, I realized my mother's design work had made her a very successful woman, and she was earning a lot of money. We took a break at a ridiculously expensive-looking restaurant that probably charged 1,000 yen for a glass of orange juice. My mother clapped her hands and spoke to me with a smile on her face. She asked, "Rena, would you like to make your dream come true?" When I was in kindergarten, my teacher gave students a topic to draw a picture of. The topic was my dream, and I drew myself eating a mountain of fruit parfait all by myself. That was what my mother meant to say, was that she was going to make that dream come true for me. It was a normal day. It wasn't my birthday or anything. But since my mother always spoiled me when we went out together, I didn't feel awkward about it at all, and I accepted her offer with a happy smile. There were 5 or 6 of fruit parfaits in front of me. I remember I looked exactly like the world I drew, and I felt like I was floating in that dream world. It was too much for us to finish. But we dug our spoons into it as if we were playing in the mud, and we really enjoyed eating it together. It was my first time to experience getting full by only eating fruit parfaits, and I remember I was very happy. I enjoyed tasting the happiness and chatting with my mother. Reina-chan? Wait a second. Is her mom gonna marry that that other guy? Is that what this is? Do you remember the man who went to the movie theater and had dinner with us last time? Are you talking about Uncle Akihito? Oh. Though I can't call him that or he's going to hit me. Reina-chan, do you like Akihito-san? I hate him. He always teases me. That's because he likes you. Oh, you just know that? Is that gonna happen? That's the vibe I'm getting. It seems like... Well, it's like... Her mom clearly doesn't really spend a lot of time with her dad. So I feel like she's met this other man at her workplace. And I think she's thinking of leaving her dad for said man. You got along well with him at the barbecue. Well, I get along with him every now and then. Every now and then. My mother laughed. I didn't know why she brought up the subject, but I didn't really pay attention to it because I was too young. Now that I think about it, she was breaking the news. I just didn't notice it. Reina-chan, who do you like better, your father or me? Yeah, there it is. They're getting divorced. We're splitting up. Who do you want to live with? You. It wasn't that I hated my father or anything, but I thought that giving her that answer is appropriate after she spoiled me so much. If I said I was going to live in another house away from your father, which of us would you like to live with? Huh? I'm thinking about divorcing your father and getting married to Akihito-san. At that time, my mother was a very successful woman. I didn't know at this time, but she was drafted by a headhunter to work at a bigger company, where she was promoted to a higher and more responsible position, one where she could bring out the most of her talent. Of course, the position wasn't the only thing she gained. Compared to my father's low salary, she was earning enough money to support a family of 3 and still have some left over. I kind of realized it from the way she spent money. The greater position she achieved, the more she spent time with people at her level. All of them were bright and talented. Compared to them, my father might have looked unattractive to her. I liked Uncle Akihito, but I liked him as one of my mother's friends, not in the same way I liked my father. I liked my father and mother equally, so it was very shocking to me that my mother wanted to divorce him. I felt as if the ground below me was beginning to crack. That expression, I realized, actually fit my situation very well. I had to choose which side of the cracked ground I wanted to stand on. My mother told me to live with her at her new house. Her new house meant the house Uncle Akihito lived in. I thought a house was a sanctuary for a family. I believed that a house was a holy place where strangers couldn't easily enter. That was why I couldn't believe her. How could she let a stranger invade such a holy place so easily? Why do you hate my father? My mother looked down and didn't answer. I asked her another question. Why can't you stay with my father? I think that was the hardest and most heartbreaking of all questions for my mother to answer. In short, my mother had cheated on him. She loved another man who was more attractive than my father. It was just that and nothing more. I knew more than anybody that it wasn't my father's fault. First of all, he decided to move from Hinamizawa to support my mother as much as he could. For him, nothing good had come from that. Actually, I think he had a very tough time since we moved to Ibaraki. But he volunteered to be her support and tried very hard to do that. I thought my mother appreciated his support. So, I took her decision as a betrayal. I told her that I disagreed with everything, including their divorce. I said it very loudly and made everybody in the store jump. Yeah. Sure, continue your relationship with Uncle Akihito, but don't divorce my father. I feel bad for him. I feel terrible for him. He was doing nothing. He has been doing nothing but support you patiently his whole time. How could you do such a cruel thing to him? I screamed as loud as I could. Then my mother answered. It's too late. Why? Why haven't you talked with... You haven't talked with my father about this, have you? It's not too late. I'm pregnant. God fucking damn it. Oh my god. Erna's mom is...
Bruh.
Bruh, indeed. Come back to the... What? This? Yeah, Rena's mom is for the streets. I don't know whether my mother actually told him about the divorce in person. A middle-aged woman who called herself a lawyer came to their house several times to talk to my father on my mother's behalf. Sometimes he called him too. My father begged the lawyer to let him speak directly to my mother many times, but it never happened. I could tell by the way they talked that he had no clue when my mother told him she wanted a divorce. Well, again, I'm not sure if she told him in person. The lawyer told him... Bruh. Mother's dropping bear bombs on her child. Yeah, like what the fuck? He's like, yeah, I'm divorcing your father and I'm marrying this other man. He's like, what? Yeah, also I'm pregnant with this other man's child, so... Or dad, he literally gave up everything for her, and she's just like, yeah. He's like, yeah, but like, you're not like cool. You know? Like, because I'm a successful girl boss now, and like, I'm hanging around other like successful, like cool people, and you're not cool, so. Top it all off, She told him not to see my mother ever again. Wow, she's acting like he was like a terrible person to her. She's acting like he did like awful things to her. He did his best to be a good husband. He wanted to talk to her. He called some of their mutual friends, but he only found out the name of the guy she was having an affair with and nothing more. Ugh. He asked me, "Do you know the guy?" I told him, "I do." I also told him he was a funny guy and he had given me candy many times. I'll never forget how he looked when I told him that. He hit me for the first time, oh my god. He hit me so hard that his handprint stayed on my cheek for a while. Then he fell on the floor and cried loudly. Then I started to cry too. I didn't cry because he hit me. Uncle Akihito was so kind to him, so I liked him and we talked to him out of courtesy. No, that wasn't it. Girls had to be kind to everybody. That's what I thought. But I was wrong. I learned in this world that there are people you should be nice to and enemies that you shouldn't be nice to. The enemies are the ones who would destroy your life with their very existence. Yeah, how dare he? Whether they mean to harm me or not, it doesn't matter. They're like weeds growing in a flower bed. Dandelions are innocent, but they take all the nutrition for the tulips from the soil. That's why we have to pull them out. The dandelions did nothing wrong, but they're the enemy. Enemies are bad people. That guy was a bad person. I mean, if he's having an affair with like a married woman, and let's be real, he absolutely knew that she was a married woman, with a child no less, and he still, participated in that, I would say he's a pretty bad person for doing that. Like, yes, it's on the mom too, obviously, but like, come on. you should know better than to get into a situation like that. I shouldn't have accepted him. I should have rejected him with everything I had. By doing so, I might have been able to disrupt their relationship. By doing so, I might have been able to make my mother feel like the relationship was not going to work. If I tried to do so, my parents wouldn't have had to break up. My father and I cried together, but we cried for different reasons. He must have cried because it happened so fast and it didn't make any sense to him. I cried because I regretted that I let it happen when I had the chance to prevent it. My father stroked my cheek and opened his mouth to apologize, but he couldn't speak and just cried with me. One day, the lawyer let me see my mother. My mother asked me to live with her at her house again. I didn't know what to say, so I just kept looking down and listened to her apologies. My father knew that I was going to see my mother on that day, so he handed me a letter and told me to give it to her. I don't know what he wrote in that letter, but for some reason I was able to imagine what kind of things he wrote when I felt it through the envelope. After all, the letter inside the envelope had a rough surface. He must have been crying while writing the letter, and his tears made the letter all wrinkled when it dried. My mother took the letter from me, told me that she'd read it later, and was about to put it in her bag. I stopped her and told her to read it there. I wanted to see how she was going to take the last words that my father had left to her. But my mother didn't read it. She told me she wanted to read it alone later, and she put it in her bag. That time, I realized. No, it was more than that. I should say, I knew, because it was so obvious. I knew that my mother was lying, and she's not gonna read that. She had no intention of reading my father's letter. She's gonna throw it away after I was gone, but she lied because she wanted to seem like a nice person in front of me. You don't trust that letter? It can't be? No. Rena's father is not dead. I don't think so. Yeah. She lives with her dad now. And a woman who I believe to be her stepmom, who she doesn't seem to like very much, but, you know. I feel like it was like a... She was like in like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Because it's like, live with your mom and end up with a stepdad that you hate. Live with your dad, end up with a stepmom that you hate. Like, it's like, either way, it's like... She's like, either way, it's like, fuck. I'm cooked. The slight curl in her eyebrows and lips told me more clearly than anything else. That moment, I finally knew something else. The guy she was having an affair with wasn't the only bad person. My mother was also a bad person. Since that moment, the existence of my mother disappeared from my world like dry ice evaporating. I didn't have to hesitate about whom to live with anymore. I don't want to go to your house. The Ryugu house is my home. I don't want to see you anymore. Please don't even call me. But Reina, if you live with your father, you won't have... Good job, Reina. Support your father, yeah. I mean, like, when you think about it, like... Her mom... It was just like... The way her mom, like, expressed love to her was just, like... It was just through material things, you know? She would just buy her expensive things and take her out places, but that's not, like... But because she was working so long, she wasn't actually, you know... There's no, like, emotional connection there, really. It's just, like... Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore you most of the time, but, like, I'll just, like, buy you whatever you want. You know? That's not, like, real love, really. Ask your mom to pay tuition fee and etc. Then, yeah. You may pay for college, but that's it. At that moment, I hated my name for the first time in my life. Please, don't call me Reina ever again. I have to go now. Goodbye. Those were my last words to my mother. No, to the woman I used to be my mother. She handled that situation with more... She handled that situation with more grace and tact than most adults would. She just clean, you know. Yeah, I'm done with you. Bye. Don't call me. Don't contact me. She disowned her own mother, yeah. It's sad how real this is. Reading very well. Here's for being used as fun. I'm glad you're enjoying this. I feel so bad for Rena though. She deserves better. After that, I felt I spent many days without feeling anything. I didn't know if the days were long or short. I didn't know what season I was living in. It was supposed to be nothing out of the ordinary, not having my mother around. Yeah, Rena really does deserve better. She's a good girl. But every time my father saw things that reminded him of her, like her toothbrush, her teacup, or her favorite books, he'd shed tears which left me frustrated. Aww. That's why I decided to completely remove her belongings from the house. I roughly threw her things into a black trash bag. I started to do so frantically. By the time I knocked down her wardrobe, I threw her music box hard on the floor and broke her mirror. My mind was already not working properly. When I tried to remember what happened after that, I feel disoriented. It's like... That's because the pills the doctor gave me back then made me feel disoriented and lethargic every time I took them. Oh. Okay, I see. So... That's probably when it's probably like some sort of like antidepressant or something. Because a lot of people say when you take them, you kind of feel like a common side effect is not feeling anything really. You know, kind of just. Which is why some people don't like taking them because they don't really feel anything. Yeah. Like when I took like medication for anxiety, that was a problem that I had. It seems that dullness hit me especially hard. Since every time I try to remember that time, it makes me feel disoriented and lethargic, just like the pills made me feel. I destroyed everything that smelled like my mother. But the thing I wanted to destroy the most must have been myself. Even after I threw all of her belongings away, I still couldn't stop feeling regret, and I decided to blame myself in the end. Maybe I was thinking I wanted to damage her reputation and successful life by destroying her daughter, destroying herself. When I was about to reach that very last resolution, Oyashiro-sama came to me. Oh my god, this is where it started. Yeah, it really hit me. That's why I don't take it, but it sucks you'll have to do. Is our best, yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is where it started. Oh god. Now, what I'm wondering if like Oyashiro-sama isn't real and Rena just has some sort of like undiagnosed mental illness. That might explain a lot. We'll see. Oyashiro-sama told me, yeah, to go back to Hinamizawa. All of this was because of his curse. Oyashiro-sama brought a curse upon the Ryugu family because we broke his rule and abandoned Hinamizawa. Rena's imaginary BFF was Oyashiro-sama, and Shion got to borrow him last episode. Yeah. After I figured that out, everything started to make sense to me. All the crazy things that happened after my mother was gone. The curse of Oyashiro-sama did all of that to us. It was Oyashiro-sama's voice that was telling us to come back to Hinamizawa. That's right. We should have stayed in Hinamizawa. Everything went crazy because we moved. We had to go back to Hinamizawa. Ah, Vixie, thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Welcome. Hello, I'm Kualo, my VTuber, Dream Delivery Girl VTuber, ASM artist. Tonight we're reading Higurashi When They Cry. I hope you had a good stream. You have a good night, everybody. If you need to leave, I understand, but if you wanna like vibe, want some cozy vibes, I am here. Will you get some sleep? I hope you had a fun stream. I started feeling disoriented again, and a dull pain ran through my head. It might be a scream from within me telling me not to push myself too hard to remember any further. The house where we used to live in Hinamizawa was still there. My grandma already passed away, and the house was the only property she left for us. I remember that I used to live in Hinamizawa, but all I remembered was that it was a village I used to live in until right before I went to elementary school. I remembered the atmosphere of the village, too, but that was all I remembered. I forgot the streets and even the names of close friends I used to play with. The neighbors knew that the son of the deceased woman had come back divorced. But they didn't know us and we didn't know them. Thanks for the haircut. It was almost like we moved to a new place. However, as far as I was concerned, it was still my hometown that I had come back to. At first, everything was inconvenient compared to life in Ibaraki, and it was hard for both of us to adjust. But we renovated the old house, and it was only me and my father. Life here seemed to make my father forget his pain from the divorce. Mi-chan was very kind to me, and I started to get used to my new life too. I did everything around the house, and we gradually went back to a time when we used to live happily. Anybody can live a happy life. People sometimes say that some people are born to be unhappy, but I believe that's just an excuse for people who don't even want to try. I won't give in to fate. I'll never give up trying to recapture the happy times that I lost. I'm going to become happy to the point where I don't even feel the happiness anymore. I'm not going to cry anymore. I'll never cry again. I used up all my tears that night after my father hit me. The curse of Orishiro-sama is over because we came back to Hinamizawa. So, I'm going to have a happy life from now on. All of a sudden, the big raindrops hit the roof of the car and I recovered my senses. It was still raining hard. It had already gotten dark outside. The windows in the table lamp created the shadows the table lamp created were very dark, and it looked like there was nothing else around me. If I turned off this light, would everything in this world disappear? I turned off the light. Darkness swallowed me. But the cold air and the sound of the rain didn't change a bit, and that made me realize I was still in this world. The curse of Orishiro-sama. Did the curse of Orishiro-sama do those crazy things to my family? Or did I convince myself it did as an excuse for myself because I didn't want to feel guilty about the divorce? Sometimes I'm not sure. Since that time, Orishiro-sama hasn't come to me. Sometimes I feel like it was a delusion I created because I was mentally ill. But he did come at that time. I'm sure about that. Am I right, Orishiro-sama? I was unhappy after I left Hinamizawa, but I came back and I'm happy now. But where am I supposed to go now that I'm unhappy in Hinamizawa? Where? Stop it, Rena. Don't think that you're unhappy. I am happy. I will be happy. I can definitely be happy. Suddenly, I felt that if this darkness swallowed me, I'd never be able to be happy again. I found the switch of the table lamp and turned it back on. When I looked at the clock, it was already past 11 p.m. I had to go home. I wouldn't have time to prepare my lunch for tomorrow. At least, I'd have to set a timer on the rice cooker. Your VTuber, Bunny, very cute, yeah. This is just a placeholder. Model. Saving up for the model of my actual design. Which is this. Any excuse to show it off. Yeah. At the very least, I hope to have the art done for it this year. Rigging and stuff will be another thing entirely, but it didn't look like the rain was going to stop anytime soon. I looked out of the window to see the rain, but I could only see my reflection. I talked to that reflection in the window. I'm so glad that my father's happy. He'd been acting like he was dead for a long time. The smile on his face was a good sign that he's regaining his former happy life. He became miserable because of me. That's why I don't mind doing things for him until he regains his smile and we can become truly happy. When I stay here alone for a while, it gives him some time to be alone with her. Plus, I don't have to fake a smile. But then, my reflection in the window tells me, Rena, you're such a good girl. You're kind to everybody and love them equally. You can make anybody like you. But did you forget something? In this world, there are people you should be kind to, and enemies. This is when they cry? Yeah, it's Higurashi. And enemies that you have to reject with all you've got. I thought you learned that lesson. No, don't listen to her. My reflection is always mean. She always says mean things and makes fun of my worries. But she always tells me things that I can't say myself. Let's go home, Rena. Looking forward to. Hopefully you get your personal VTuber. Yeah. Like a custom model. Yes. To your home. Forget about the mean Rena in the mirror. I was a bit hungry by then. Saint Vortex, hello, hi. Good evening. After all the desserts I ate, I still got hungry. I almost forgot. Rena-san bought me a shortcake. I never had a shortcake from Angel More, but I bet it'll taste good. I've got to give my thanks to Rena-san next time I see her. Yeah, happy Friday/Saturday. Yeah, it's currently still Friday over here. Rena-san speaks in a way that makes it very clear how she grew up, but I'm sure she's a good person. That's because she's so good to my father. Wait a second. Does Rena's father know that Rena works at a gentleman's club? Because if he doesn't, I feel like that would probably make him pretty upset. Especially considering that his last marriage ended because of cheating. But I guess what he doesn't know won't hurt him, right? Oh no. Oh no. I did everything I could to make my father smile, but I failed. On the other hand, Rina-san can put a smile on his face so easily. I have to thank Rina-san. I have to thank her for cheering up my father. But I don't know why. I just don't like her perfume. I think it's more than the perfume you don't like. I think Rena like has like a smells fishy, yeah. Like she definitely has like a like she's probably has like a bad vibe about her, but she doesn't wanna like say anything. Yeah, it adds up. Okay. My summer vacation picture diary. Today I went to a swimming pool with my mom. Uncle Akihito came with us too. I don't like him because he's sometimes mean to me, but he's a very kind and funny old man. He told me to call him daddy for that day because he was going to play with me at the pool like he was my dad. Oh my god, he was already... So at this point, she was like already trying to replace him. Like he was already trying to like replace him as her dad. That's really fucked up. That's really fucked up. So, like, if had Rena decided to live with her mom, like her dad would just be left with nothing. Like his wife would have just blindsided him and divorced him out of nowhere, cheated on him with another man, got pregnant with his child, and then took his daughter from him. Oh my god. Yeah. Rena was right to say yeah, fuck you, mom. Fuck you, mom, I'm not living with you. She was right to say that. Oh my god. My mom called him daddy, so I did too. Uncle Akihito looked very happy and gave me a lot of money. Yeah, they were trying to buy her love. Mom looked very happy, and it made me happy too. I want to play with him again. I hope my dad can come with us next time. Oh my god. That's so depressing. Premonition of rainy days. I opened the window, placed my cushion nearby, and prepared to enjoy the weather. But she came over and disrupted my peaceful evening. She always ruins my time of solitude. You look pleased. Oh, that's right. We ate a lot of your favorite sweets today. Mother putting a whole new meaning to being greedy. Yeah, like what the fuck? That's fucked up. This girl loves sweets more than anything. I like them too, but I can't eat like she does. It'd give me heartburn if I ate the amount she ate today. She seemed to be very happy, so I'll leave her alone for a while. I'd been making my favorite hot and salty food for the past few days, so she must be quite pleased today. It was a very fun day for me too. I just wanted to enjoy the memory of the excitement I felt today by sitting there quietly, enjoying the sunset. But when I looked up at the sky, I saw some thick clouds forming there. The wind was a bit cooler than usual. It might start raining soon. People say that when deep-sea animals come up to the shallows, it's a sign of a big earthquake or a tsunami. We saw a very rare fish that dwells in deep water in the shallows today. Just as the ancient stories of sea monsters say, people hate deep-sea animals and tend to interpret them as omens of a disaster. It didn't matter if they showed up alive or dead. I said something I said something interesting just now. Even if they showed up alive or dead, it was an omen of a disaster. Oh, it might start raining soon. Yeah, I know. You don't have to tell me. I'll get the laundry. I grabbed the basket and went outside to take the laundry in. The clouds were getting darker. I normally like rain, but I didn't think I'd enjoy it today. Alright, we can read one more chapter. Yeah, thanks for the hydrate. Actually, let me get more water before we read the next chapter. I'll be right back. I'm back. Yeah. Oh yeah, the screens. Yeah, they're of the older VTuber model. I use it sometimes, but I just like the made one because it's cute. Hey, good morning, Rena. You're late today. Hello. You can fly with only this high, hops. Yeah. You're just as early. You're just early today, Keiichi-kun. I'm not going to put aside the fact that I'm always late, but it feels good to defeat you once in a while. Ah, I slept in this morning. I couldn't sleep last night. Oh, you too? Same here. I'm still feeling yesterday's uproar. It took me a long time to go to sleep. Yesterday I had a lot of fun with my friends and went home, still riding that high. I was too full to eat dinner. I kept talking with my parents about the great time I had over the past few days. I was so pumped that I couldn't go to sleep. Kinda sounds like I'm a little kid. Yeah. But given that Rena seemed to be the same way, I felt better about it. No, I felt better isn't the right way of phrasing it. I should say I'm glad to know that we shared the same feeling. Rena went treasure hunting after I left. I'm sure she found many adorable things, went home, and talked with her parents about how great the day was. No. I think she just had a depressive episode inside the back seat of an abandoned car in the dump. That's what happened. Hey, Mi-chan. Good morning. Oh, you're here early. Better watch out for the pigs falling from the sky. I know I usually make you wait for me, but do you really have to say it like that? Keiichi-kun was unusually early this morning. Today is full of miracles. You're one to talk yourself. It's going to be another happy day today. I had fun the day before yesterday. I had fun yesterday. So I'm going to have fun today for sure. I'm happy and Mion's happy too. Of course, Rena and my other friends are equally happy. I'm not afraid to say it. And I wish these happy days would last forever. Hey Neon, what are we playing today? What, for club? I don't know yet. Rena, do you have any ideas? Let's see. We've been playing athletic games for the past few days, so I'd say something not athletic. You're right. That's a very good point. Our club is not only about athletic performance, is it? Of course it's not. Our club members have brain, skill, and brawn to boot. So why don't we play some tabletop games today? Everybody was early this morning. We could enjoy our walk to school for once. After a while, we started talking about the upcoming festival. They told me that the festival was called Watsunagashi, and that it's the biggest event of the year in Hinamizawa. Yesterday, my relatives gathered at my house in Okinomiya, and they started talking about you, Kei-chan. What? Me? What did the great people of the Sonozaki family talk about? Well, my uncle Yoshiro is the store manager of Angel Mart, and he saw your performance yesterday. He really likes you now. So I started asking the others if they had heard about you, and I found out that most of them did. They said you're famous in Hinamizawa. Famous? It doesn't sound like they meant it in a good way. I'm probably more famous to them because of the punishments you made me do. It's not only that. They said that you blend in well, that you're full of energy, and that you're a little bit reckless. They said that it's rare for a young man in this era to have all those qualities. They're really impressed with you. I felt a little bit embarrassed to know that people I haven't even met were speaking well of me. And so, they want you to do something at the Watanagashi festival. You like to draw people's attention, don't you? Hey, don't assume things and don't decide anything without me. I'd rather use IRL photos, adds to the vibe, yeah. Yeah, I like it. It gives it... I like how the contrast between the 2D art and the background. It really gives it... adds to like the unsettling vibe. Like things look nice and cheerful, but there's something eerie lurking behind the surface. Don't you know I'm a quiet, lonely guy who loves to be alone? Lonely guy? You mean Cherry Boy, don't you? Hmm? What's a Cherry Boy? Keiichi-kun, what does Cherry Boy mean? Stop talking about nasty things. Ladies don't talk about things like that. We really were still feeling the after effects of yesterday. Mion and I made a lot of noise teasing each other on the way to school. Rina watched us and laughed happily. Satoko and Rika-chan were already there when we arrived at school. They were also full of energy. Tomita-kun and Nakumura-kun were too. From that, I could tell they also had a good time yesterday. Everybody has been having a good time, really. In Hinamizawa, everybody is happy. It hasn't even been a year since I moved here, but... What is it? Well, I'm just glad that I moved here. What's wrong, Kei-chan? You're being sentimental. I understand. I understand exactly how you feel. You feel like everything is perfect, and that you'll become happy since you moved to Hinamizawa. I think this village has some kind of power to make people feel that way. Are you happy, Rena? Yes. I'm happy every day here in Hinamizawa. Yeah, me too. Hey. Don't leave this old man out in the cold. Let me on the conversation too. The sky was clear, and the few thin clouds were pure white. The cry of the cicadas was telling me that summer would be coming earlier than usual. Hatsunagashi is just around the corner. I'm sure we'll all have great fun at the festival too. There'll be more and more fun days to come, I'm sure of it. Summer is just around the corner. The last class of the day was finally over, meaning it was time for our club activities. I was sure it would be fun. I couldn't wait. But then Mi-chan received a call and told us that something had come up and she had to go, so we didn't have a club meeting today. Hisk. I was really looking forward to it. There was nothing I could do. But I could at least chat with Keiichi-kun on the way home. It'll be fun. Keiichi-kun sometimes says mean things, but he's really funny. When I chat with him, my depression goes away. Wait, what did I just say? Am I depressed? Is the sky blue? Yeah, I would say so. I have so much fun every day and I'm as happy as I can be. What did I have to be depressed about? Well, it was obvious. Because of Rina-san, my father is happy now. Before he met her, he was like a lamp in broad daylight. Honestly, he was like the living dead. But after he met Rina-san, he started to smile like he used to when he was living with my mother. He enjoyed talking with her and started going out with her. You could probably say they went on dates. He now looks 10, no, 20 years younger. Rina-san gets along with my father very well, and she's very kind to me too. There's actually no reason for me to hate her. But the bitter memories of my parents' divorce and my regrets were gradually eating away at my heart. Was it okay to accept that woman? Rina-chan might be the same as how Unki Akihito turned out to be. Is she the enemy who takes my happiness away with her very existence? Or without bad intentions? Am I going to sit around until everything collapses again? Should I fight the enemy before it's too late? Rina-san comes to my house a little too obviously. Since my father started letting her stay the night, many of her belongings have turned up in the house. My father and I don't smoke, but there's an ashtray in the living room. The futon in our guest room is hers now. In the bathroom there's a toothbrush. And a shampoo I'd never choose to buy. I started to feel awkward about those things. That's when I started noticing at the front door, when I came from school, her perfume. I asked my father once if he was thinking about getting married to Rina-san. He looked a little embarrassed, perplexed, and confused. He told me, not yet. I knew he was hurt by the divorce. That's probably why he couldn't admit that he wanted to remarry. That's why he said, not yet. He'd consider it, but not while I was still living with him. That's what he meant, I guess. There's only one reason I don't want him to get remarried to Rina-san. I feel offended that my sanctum, my family, is being invaded. I might be being selfish, though. I know keeping my father all to myself means keeping him miserable like he was before he met Rina-san. He has a life to live too. It's his right to heal from the pain from the divorce and to live, to find his new love. He wouldn't have had to go through that painful life if I had prevented the divorce from happening in the first place. He has a right to be to a happy life that helps him forget the pain he never deserved. And I don't have any right to stop him. In fact, I have an obligation to try to return his happiness to him. I have to pay for my sin, my inability to prevent his divorce. That's the really sad thing about all of this. Like, the divorce was never Rena's fault to begin with. Then what should I say to make both of us happy? it wouldn't be that difficult. All I wanted to do all I would need to do was, all I need to do would be to give my silent approval of the relationship. My father tells me he won't get remarried while we live together. That means I should stop leaning on my family, be strong, and live on my own as soon as I can. Although, that doesn't mean I can tell him not to go out with her until that day. Mina-san comes to our house to see him despite her busy schedule, and she even stays the night whenever her shifts permit. They're adults. I have no right to say anything against that. She really cares. She's a good girl indeed, right? She's such a good girl. That's why I choose to give my silent approval to their relationship. And tried to see her as little as I could. I get along with Mina-san on the surface. I know my father would have a hard time keeping face if he didn't. But it's a very exhausting and painful thing to get along with a person I don't really like. So whenever Rena comes over, I spend as much time as possible outside and then head home late. Michan's club activities are the most convenient things to do to kill time. But there are some days we don't have a club meeting. On those days, I while away my time at the garbage dump hunting for treasure alone. And that's how I started to make my secret hideout. My father can do whatever he wants with Rina-san at home. I don't have to see them together. I can spend my time peacefully at my hideout. Sometimes I feel depressed about my life. Sometimes I want to talk to somebody about it. But nothing will change even if I talk to somebody. This is all I can really do. The most important thing for me to do to overcome my sadness of losing my family as fast as I could and regain my own happiness. I have so much fun every day. I'm happy every day. Even on the way home, Keiji-kun was talking about funny things that made me laugh. Feeling gloomy in spite of that was kind of rude. My father should be happy. I should be happy. I just feel sad because I still can't separate from my father. Compared to the unexpectedness of the divorce, Rina-san's invasion is a very slow process. I think Rina-san understands how I feel. She treats me very kindly, but she doesn't do more than that. I think she understands that I'd feel uncomfortable if she did. I respect Rika-chan because she's strong even without her parents. Compared to the pain of losing both her parents unexpectedly, my problem is like nothing. I respect Satoko's toughness too. She also lost her parents and was forced to live a painful life under her uncle and aunt. Compared to the cruel treatment she had gone through, my relationship with Rina-san is a blessed one. I keep feeling anxious, but that's just because I'm still immature. Because I feel like I'm not ready to separate from my father. I have to be strong like Rika-chan and Satoko-chan. I have to try my best to be happy. I'm going to live with all my might in order to regain this peace of mind that I lost that day. My assumption that I'm not happy is just a mistake. I should appreciate the wonderful days I spend with my wonderful friends. Just by realizing that I'm happy, the world shines so brightly. Listen, listen. It was just so cute, so I screamed, "I'm taking it home with me." I bet you did. You're the expert at making the most out of every day. I am, aren't I? I feel very fortunate to have a wonderful life and wonderful friends. How could I be unhappy? You're right. In Hinamizawa, nobody becomes unhappy. Everybody stays happy. Yeah, definitely. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm not depressed at all. Why would you think that? Why would you think that I'm depressed even though I'm constantly thinking about how sad I am? I'm not sad. What do I have to be sad about? Goes on a tangent about all the things that she's sad about. What a happy game. Yeah. I'm so happy. I'm so happy all the time. Me? Depressed? Nah. Hinamizawa is free from misfortunes. He should have stopped right there. But he just kept going. I'm jealous of you, Rena. I wish I could be an idiotic optimist like you. Yeah. Rena's like, huh, me too. I wish I could be like that too. It sounds like you're insulting me. Haha, yeah, Trez. I'm so happy that you're. I'm so. Nah. It's just, I'm just so happy that I got that I got sad. But if that's what I need to make every day wonderful, I wouldn't mind. Would I? I don't have any worries. I feel like I do, but that's just because I'm still immature and I still want my father's attention. Come on. Say the magic words. It'll cheer you up. How? Hmm? It didn't make sense to say it now, but I was going to say it anyway, because this is my magical phrase that always cheers me up. Oh. I'm taking it home with me. What's wrong with you? That's so like you, but still. That's right. This is me, Rena. I'm not Reina. Reina still wants her parents' attention. Rena is a goofy and carefree girl. She knows that every day is full of happiness, and she has the kind heart to appreciate it too. I should forget about icky things. I should relive a wonderful life free of anything icky. Icky starts with I. And that's why I got rid of the I in Reina. I'm Rena. Oh. I'm going to recapture the happiness I lost when I left Hinamizawa. Well, who's gonna tell her that Hinamizawa has 2 eyes in it? Wouldn't that mean Hinamizawa is twice as icky because it has 2 eyes in it? Who's gonna tell her? They cancel each other out. I will overcome any pain and hardship. I will be happy. Because I got rid of icky things. I'm sure there are only incredible things waiting for me. Oh, incredible starts with I too. I was almost home, and when my house appeared, I noticed something different there. There was a truck parked in front of my house. There's nothing on the back of it, but I can tell it brought something there, because I saw some cardboard boxes, blankets, and ropes on the ground. Oh no, the other woman is moving in. From the front of the house, I heard voices of 2 young men saying, "Well, we'll be going now." They passed me by as I walked towards the front door. They were wearing some kind of work uniforms. They looked like delivery people. My father was about to close the door when he noticed me. "Hey, I'm home." what's going on? Oh, Reina. I have a surprise for you. My father looks to be in a good mood. I didn't know what he was, but whenever he smiled like that, I just wanted to smile back at him. His eyes used to look like those of a dead fish, no matter how hard I tried to smile at him. But these days, he could put on a big smile just to surprise me. He was literally coming back to life since a year ago when we moved back to Hinamizawa. No, since you started dating Rina-san. Oh, have you been lurking, Cody? Hi. When I see him like this, I'm happy, but at the same time, I feel confused because I don't know whether I should thank Rina-san or not. Yeah. Look, doesn't it look great? He took me to the living room. He's probably expecting me to go all ooh and ah. So, whether there was something in the living room or not, I was ready to go ooh and ah for him. Wow, what is this? What did you do? I tried to sound excited and surprised. He was standing behind me, probably smiling with satisfaction at hearing my excited voice. I, on the other hand, was desperately trying to understand what was going on. For a moment I thought I was in someone else's house. You see, the living room had been completely redecorated. The furniture we had was all basically from the former house in Ibaraki. My parents bought most of the furniture when they got married, so it was all old and a little dirty. Some of them still had crayon scribbles I drew when I was very little. But all of that was gone. Everything in the living room had turned a pastel color, looking very sophisticated like the rooms you'd see in soap operas. The new carpet looked very tropical. The new curtains matched with the carpet. The new sofa looked very expensive. The living room in general looked like a resort hotel. The channel switcher of our old TV was broken, and we used to have to use pliers to change channels, but that was gone too, replaced by a new one with a big screen. The room's light has also been replaced by nicer looking ones. The living room looked like a totally different world under the new fluorescent lights. Wow, this looks great, Dad. What made you do this? I did it to get a fresh start. It's been a year since we moved here. I thought it was time to reboot and finally start a new life. I suggested redecorating the house once in order to cheer him up because he was still in pain after the divorce. But he wasn't interested at the time. He didn't want to get rid of the old furniture he had chosen with my mother because he still couldn't get over her, even though she cruelly broke up with him. I wanted to suggest it again when the time was right. I never thought he'd do it on his own initiative. That was a good idea. This beautiful living room makes me feel refreshed. I love it. I knew you would. Rena, you always wanted to have a rocking chair, didn't you? I haven't set it up yet, but look. I got it for you. Oh, Dad, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is mine, right? Hey, this is for everybody, not just for you, Rena. I understand, but I'm not going to get off the chair once I sit on it. My father explained the details of his redecoration proudly. He told me that he only did the living room this time, but he was going to redecorate all of the rooms. He sure had become more active. There are some parts about the redecoration I didn't like, but I still thought it was great because it made him happy. I found the old furniture outside in the yard. Are you going to throw them away? You have to go back to work in 3.5 hours. You shouldn't stay up so late to watch my streams, Cody. Yeah, I think we should. A delivery company is coming later to pick them up. Getting rid of the old furniture means putting an end to my mother. I hated the furniture because it smelled like my mother. I tried to break everything once. I understand why my father wants to take this opportunity to get rid of them. But for some reason, this new living room makes me feel like I no longer belonged here. I never get. Oh, I see. Ah, okay. My father didn't choose the furniture. Rina-san probably did. Most likely, my father and Rina-san decided to redecorate the living room and went to a furniture store to buy everything. I tried to think positively. The reason why my father didn't tell me about the redecoration was because he wanted to surprise me. No, my father never really considers things that deeply. So I suppose he didn't tell me because he didn't think he needed to tell me. I'm sure he didn't redecorate the living room to make me feel like I was no longer welcome. He must done an all-nighter at this point. How can we not? I feel bad if you guys stay up too late while I watch me, though. Don't be negative, Rena. My father didn't have any bad intentions. He doesn't want to get rid of me. He doesn't think I'm the reason he can't get remarried. And yet... why do I feel so sad looking at the old furniture in the yard? Why did I feel like I didn't belong? I realized the reason right away. That reason was me. To him, wanting to have a fresh start by getting rid of the things that reminded me of my mother might be an indication of his unconscious desire to get rid of her daughter. My father doesn't really consider things deeply, so he might not be thinking that I'm the reason he can't get remarried. But he understands that he can't get remarried while we live together. By staying with him, I'm torturing my father. It was my fault that he had to get a divorce. It wasn't. Rena, it wasn't your fault. That's why I have to support him to help recapture his happiness. Care to go to sleep on Friday nights because I'll never wake up for work. They know I'm the only one able to handle back-to-back shifts, so they put it all on me. Sucks. That's why Monday I have an interview to say change jobs. Yeah, hope you can get a better job. It's like healthier for you. Yeah, what happened to all the positivity? Yeah, come on. Yeah, I hope you get it too. I just couldn't keep myself all to my. I just couldn't keep them all to myself. I'd have to start thinking about living on my own. I don't need to go to university. I should think about getting a job. But who would hire an uneducated girl like me? Even if somebody did hire me, I wouldn't be able to earn enough money to live on my own. Maybe I should think about working at a hostess club like Rena does? Oh. People only choose the jobs they can. A girl like me doesn't have a lot of choices. Not a lot of companies would hire me or pay the amount of money that I'd need to live on my own. But come to think of it, where is the place where I belong? That was a very real statement she made, right? He's like, yeah. Whenever I end up feeling like this, I miss my secret hideout in the trash piles. I love to get under my blanket and feel the warmth on a cold night. The hideout gets hot and humid during the day, and very cold at night. Yeah, you can only choose what you're qualified for, yeah. It's not a comfortable place to spend time in, but it might be the place where I can relax the most. More than I can at my house. No, I shouldn't think like this. I shouldn't think that my house has been invaded by Rina-san. I should thank her for making my father happy. Yeah, it's tough. Rina-san isn't trying to kick me out of the house. She's trying to get along with me. But I'm not opening my heart to her. I'm the bad one. I'm the bad one. And I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Satoshi-kun and his aunt didn't get along well, and she abused him for a long time. Compared to him, my situation is a lot easier. Satoko-chan and Rika-chan lost their parents, and they live together now. They've been through very hard times. On the other hand, I still live with my father. I should feel blessed. Hello. I shouldn't think I'm unhappy just because of these things. I am happy. I am blessed. The trouble with me is that I can't admit that I'm happy. My father kept talking proudly about the redecoration. I nodded at him with a big smile and let him keep at it. Oh, I almost forgot. Rena, can I ask you a favor? Sure. What is it? I ordered 2 jackets from the clothing store. It seems like they came in today. I have to have help the delivery company pick up the furniture, so can you get the jackets for me? Sure. What store is it? I wonder what kind of jackets you got. Can't wait to see them. And no matter what they look like, I'm sure Rina-san picked them out for him. Although I don't mind going. I'd rather go to the store than listen to his stories about the redecoration for our living room. I got the receipt, asked him where the store is, changed my clothes, and left the house. I started pedaling my bicycle and looked at the furniture in the yard for the last time. They used to be the object of my hatred, but for some reason, they now made me feel sentimental. Is it because I still regret the loss of my mother, even though I hate her? I couldn't let poisonous emotions take over my heart. I understood that in my mind, but I just couldn't get rid of that feeling. The old furniture wasn't the only stuff that was kicked out of the house. There's also a lot of junk that I brought home from the landfill. My father was probably gonna throw that away too. He doesn't like the junk I collect. He probably let the delivery company take it all together with the old furniture. Just like an animal that rubs its scent on its home in order to feel secure, I collected all the junk in order to make sure I could stay here. No, that's not it. I wanted to bring them to my house because they were abandoned by their former owners, and they needed a place to live. Poor Rena. The store where my father ordered the jackets from is a fancy boutique. It's hard to believe that my father would shop at a store like this on his own. I could tell right away that Rina-san took him here. I handed over his receipt to the cashier. A short time later, the store manager came out wearing a perplexed look. Ryugu-sama, I'm very sorry, but it seems that the truck carrying your jackets is stuck in traffic. It should be here soon, though. He said that he called the driver a little while ago. Told him he just got off the highway, and he would be there in about an hour. I didn't need to know all the details, but he explained them to me anyway. I asked him if I should come back tomorrow. He insisted that I wait because the truck would be coming shortly, and he urged me to take a seat on their sofa. I didn't really feel comfortable waiting there, so I told him I'd be back soon and left the store. I wonder if there are any fast food restaurants nearby. I might have to go all the way back to the station. I looked around and found a coffee house. The glass on the door was black, so I couldn't see inside. But there was a poster saying the price for a cup of coffee was lower than normal for women on weekdays. I'd just be going to get a cup of tea to kill some time. It should be okay. But still, I hesitated to go inside before opening the door. Oh no. Oh no, Chinny. You gonna need a new one? Her first impression of the coffee house was the smell of cigarettes. It's normal for coffee houses to be full of cigarette smoke. It's like a requirement. But Rena still regretted her decision. While she was thinking about leaving, the proprietor spoke to her briskly and showed her a table. Rena gave up the idea of leaving and sat down. Spent the last 2 hours diagnosing what was wrong with your BCA. Oh, is that why you were quiet? The atmosphere in the shop was far from a clean, normal coffee house where you could go to simply enjoy coffee and cigarettes. It was more like a place where vulgar people would hang around. Rena didn't feel comfortable at all, but what bothered her most was the laughter of a man and woman sitting together at the very back of the shop. Her table was behind a planter, so depending on how one looked at it, one could see she was in a spot that was most protected from their laughter. But Rena looked as though she wanted to leave as soon as she finished her tea. CBQ was 100 degrees and overclocking itself. Shit. The bell hanging from the entrance door rang, letting her know a customer just came in. It was a little surprising for her that a coffee shop like this could draw in so many customers. Rena peeked at the new customers from behind the planter. There were 2 of them. They looked like vulgar men, the kind of people you don't want to get involved with the instant you saw them. The proprietor showed them to a table, but they ignored him and walked towards the back. They walked up to the couple that had been laughing loudly and greeted them with a bow. Hey, you finally made it. Tepe. That's, Satsuko's piece of shit uncle. Sit down. The couple stopped laughing, and the man told the newcomers to sit down in a threatening tone of voice. As instructed, the 2 of them took a seat.
Hello.
Kawas, thanks for becoming a pack rabbit. So? What happened? We're very sorry. We tried to... 8 years, it's done well, yeah? It served you well. Just hand it over. The 2 of them looked at each other before they each took an envelope out of their pockets and put it on the table. The man roughly grabbed the 2 envelopes and tore one of them open. Inside, there were many wrinkled 10,000 yen bills bound into a bundle with a rubber band. They opened the other one to make sure it also had cash, then threw it to the woman. Count 'em. Hey, don't order me around. This is originally my money, you know. Shut up. Just count 'em. The man yelled at the woman. She licked her thumb, looking annoyed, and started counting the cash expertly. The newcomers hung their heads while she counted. Lighting a cigarette, the man waited for her to finish counting. Good, it's all here. The woman said that after flicking through the last bill. The newcomers looked relieved. The man, however, didn't look satisfied as he stared at the bundle of bills the woman was holding. Atsuko, how much is there? What? I told you it's all here. You're smoking in people's establishments? I guess smoking is allowed in this establishment. I guess they don't care. I'm asking you, how much is that? I told you. All the money I lent them. No, I'm asking you if they paid the interest. The man and Matsuko yelled at each other. Even though they were making all that noise, the other customers acted like they didn't hear anything. Yeah, it seems like dirty money, yeah. Loan sharks? It was the 80s, it was prime. Smoking is cool and good for your time. You're like, yeah, everybody smokes. Your mom, your grandma, everybody smokes. It's fun. Just pack of cigarettes a day keeps the doctor away. Even though they're making that noise, the other customers acted like they didn't hear a thing. Hey, boys. There's only 2 mil in here. What's going on? The two of them were trying to find some excuses to make. It seems like this behavior had touched the man's nerve, and he started looking furious. Fuck is this? Switched to vapes a few years ago. Much cheaper. Yeah. Really? Vaping is cheaper than smoking? What's going on? You better start talking. His angry voice echoed through the shop. He hit the table hard and dropped a glass on the floor. The noise thickened the tension in the atmosphere. We're very sorry. Being sorry doesn't give her the interest, does it? I don't mind calling the police to solve our problem, you know. Please don't. The newcomers must have been in an extremely vulnerable position. They bowed so deeply that their foreheads almost touched the table. I called y'all here because I thought you wouldn't want me to involve the police. $200 to $300 a week? That's too much. We're sorry. We're very sorry. While you could pity them, the newcomers looked as vulgar as the man threatening them, making it hard to decide whether you should feel sorry for them or not. These are very expensive down here. Oh, I see. After a while. Once upon a time, doctors would even for toothpaste, it's all 4 out of 5 doctors recommend this toothpaste. In the 80s, it was the same, but for cigarettes. That's crazy. Pack of 30 is like $50 to $60. Jesus Christ. After a while, Itsuko opened her mouth as if to offer them help. Oh. Wait a minute. Oh my god, wait a damn minute. You know how they said that Satsuko's piece of shit uncle was living in Okinomiya with a woman? Is 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 Rena is Rena that woman? Does that mean is oh no. Oh no 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 no. Oh no. Oh no. Rena's fault. Oh my gosh. No. Oh no. Does that mean Rena's dad is getting scammed? Does that mean Rena's dad is getting scammed by this woman? And this woman doesn't actually love her dad? And when he finds that out, he's gonna get depressed again? He totally loves him and thinks he's a Sigma male. Oh god. And then Rena's gonna blame herself. She's gonna be like, ah, shit, I knew I should've not liked her. Ah, oh no. Ted-chan, don't be so mean to them. Nothing says dad like a floral Hawaiian shirt, hands in pockets, and hair dyed blonde at 40. You don't have to add the money part. You don't have to be, I'm getting ticked because they're bitching at you. After I will say it's a bangin' shirt even if Tepe's a Mash's piece of shit. So basically, Chinny, many years ago, Rena's mom left her dad for another man. Her mom cheated on her dad with another man, and she tried to get Rena to like live with her during the divorce, and Rena said no. Yeah. I mean, her mom, was it really like, to be fair, Rena was the one who told her mom not to come back. Anyway, and after that, her dad got really depressed until he met this woman, this pink-haired woman, and then he started being like a lot happier. But Rena's like still couldn't really like her because she got bad vibes. And now it turns out that Rena's was right. This woman did not, in fact, pass the vibe check, and she's a bad woman who's probably going to break her father's heart again. I'm gonna stream until I finish. Rena's very intuitive. Her gut feeling is usually correct. Yeah, if Rena doesn't like someone, then they're probably a bad person. Yeah. I'm gonna stream until I finish this chapter. We'll see how long it is. Don't blame her. Yeah, has bad vibes. Yeah. Fuck. And now Rena, and the thing is, Rena blames herself for her parents' divorce. She feels like it's all of her fault, even though it's not. And now, when this is gonna happen, she's gonna think this is all my fault, even though it's not. It's not her fault. It's not your fault, Rena. It's not your fault. You're a good girl. Rena needs a hug. She does. Oh no, I've seen. Oh, Rena's like the original sprite. We can look at it. Oh wait, no, it's just the console. Not the Ryuhashi one. She does look kind of ratchet though. Looks like she's for the streets. Yeah, the OG one. I'll have to look that up later. Maybe the streets cast her out. It's fucking amazing to meet you and join your channel. Thank you. Yeah, Ryu. Yeah, he did. He did everything himself, which is actually really very impressive. He's like, yeah, I can't draw very well, but that's okay. I'm still gonna make a visual novel anyway. I respect that. Hmm. You didn't care. He's Chad. Yeah. No excuse. He wrote the best novel ever for most people. He's a very. I'm really liking Higurashi a lot. He's a very talented writer. The man pulled Retsuko roughly into his arms and frantically kissed her lips without caring about the other customers. Their kiss wasn't like the lovely ones that normal couples would share. It looked obscene instead. Yeah, he is writing Silent Hill. I will definitely stream that. He let her lips go to take a breath, kissed them again, and repeated that for a while. After a while, he got bored of kissing her and let go. He gets really mad when it comes to me, too. He's impossible. So what? This woman's like a part of my body. Putting dirt on her means putting dirt on me. Whoever tries to do that is in for a bloodbath. Do you remember the guy with the comb over? I forgot what you did to that guy after you took him outside. I remember him. He challenged me wanting to take it outside. He said he did karate, so I got a little excited to see what he had and punched him in the stomach. Then he just kneeled down in the ground. I was disappointed, so I took off his pants and underwear and made him clean the public toilets with them. Wow. What a stand-up man. See? I'm helping society. Definitely. I deserve an award for that one. Uh-huh. I can't believe you made him do that. You're so gross sometimes. Here I thought he was a bad guy, yeah. They started laughing loudly like they were doing earlier. Their laughter obviously intimidated their companions. Listen, you two. Tech-chan is actually in a very good mood today. Usually he'd start yelling, "This isn't enough money," and you'd be thrown into the OG liver naked by now. Yeah, Tepe would never do anything bad at all. He's such an upsetting member of society. He loves his family so much. Yeah, he's such a great person that him literally abandoning Satoko and having nothing to do with her is actually better for her. Him not being in her life at all is much better for her. She's a lot safer and happier. Being abandoned. That's crazy. He just knew he'd be a bad influence, so he left. Such a clear, caring, kind uncle. Exactly, yeah. Well, you forgot about the entrance, but you put together the rest of the money in time. I'm impressed. Alright, see you later, Chinny. Thanks for hanging out. So it'll be nice to take that into consideration, you know. Hope you can get the thermal paste. Through Lord of the Beef. Anyway, his interest rate is a little high, but it's only 5 if you pay it today. If you pay it even a day longer, if you wait even a day longer, it'll be doubled. And if it's doubled, I don't think you'll be able to pay it no matter what you do. So I'm gonna make you a deal. Ted-chan, would you give us a minute? Sure, I guess it's okay. The man left the table with a grin and headed for the bathroom. He was far too amiable to that request, as if they'd planned for him to leave the table at that moment. Ritsuko made sure she was in the bathroom, then took some papers out of her bag and spread them on the table. You're young. You don't want to ruin your life just because of an outlaw like him, do you? So, I recommend you pay all the interest today. If you do, you can cut your ties with him. We understand that, but really a benevolent offer. We can't pay 500,000 yen just like that. I understand, but you tried really hard to collect that 2 million yen. I understand there's no one who would help you out with another 500,000. They must have done their best to collect even the money they brought today. So it must be impossible for them to collect even a dime from anybody now. They hung their heads and told her that. However, take a look. I made this for you. The guys looked at the paper on the table and muttered under their breaths. You don't need a collateral or a joint guarantor for this one, so the interest rate is a bit high, but with this you can take out a loan of 500,000 yen right away. Oh, I see what it is. So it's like, oh, you owe, so it's like, take out a loan to pay us, and then, oh, now you have to pay off the 500,000 yen loan, so you have to take out another loan to pay off that one, and you have to take out another loan to pay off that one, and like you're fucked, basically. And then like each time you'll take out a loan, it'll be like higher, it'll be like more because you have to pay off the interest too. And it's like, and then you're just in debt forever. Even the interest rate is a lot better than Tech-chan's, don't you think? It would be easy for anyone to guess what Retsuko was trying to force them to do. If you show him this with your signature on it, I'm sure he'll let you off. It's your choice, though. If you need a pen, you can use mine. Here. They read the small print on the documents and were stunned by the outrageous interest rate. Retsuko didn't force them to do anything. She just looked out the window and smoked her cigarette. They give 5 and want 10 back kind of thing, yeah. After a while, the man returned from the bathroom. Hey, did you come to an agreement? They looked at him, steeled themselves, and took the pen. They're going to borrow us money and pay your interest. It's only 500,000 yen, so they can pay their debts soon if they work really hard. That's great, I'm impressed. Men get tougher when they have something burdening them. They must have planned this from the very beginning. The man and Retsuko got what they wanted and grinned at each other. There were many things to fill out the documents, and it was taking them a long time. The man and Retsuko, already knowing that, started talking amongst themselves. Retsuko, how's your husband in Hinamizawa doing? What? He's not my husband. What's going on with him? I heard he has a lot of money. How much do you think you can squeeze out of him? Oh, you'd be so surprised. I heard his ex-wife gave him a settlement when they divorced, right? But I just found out that she gave him a lot. How much is a lot? He has about 50 million yen in the bank. He's a big spender. Sorry. Wow, that's real big. So, how much do you think you can squeeze out of him? He has a big crush on me. Might be wrong, bad at math. I used to Google. But 500,000 yen converted to USD and counting for inflation would be 11,000 USD. Oh my god. He buys me anything I want. Anything. He's not cheap like you. I might get serious about him. I don't think so. Gross. Stop it, not here. So, what's the plan? I hope he can sleep well when you get home. I'm thinking about telling him I need some money to get rid of my ex-boyfriend. How much are you gonna ask him for? You're a scary woman. Let me know if you need an actor for your play. I'll be your scary ex-boyfriend. Excuse me. Oh, great. Then let's bring it over to the loan company. Right, Ritsuko, take care of the check, will ya? The man pat them on their shoulders and walked to the door. Well, our boy Tepe being gross and inappropriate? Never. Yeah. Another person was about to enter, and they nearly ran into each other. The man probably wouldn't make way for the person, considering his personality. But when he noticed who that person was, he stepped aside. Oh, Kasai? The person looked as vulgar as all the other men. He was wearing a black suit with sunglasses on. He wasn't that big, but his stern look was very intimidating. It was clear at a glance that he was a gangster, and a professional one at that. The man who was behaving badly earlier looked a little nervous in front of him. And Retsuko finished paying the check. She noticed the man in the suit. Man really said, yeah, I don't want to get folded like a long chair by Esunozaki-kun today. Yeah. Oh, General Manager? Good morning, sir. General Manager? Like at the host club that she works at? The man in the suit said nothing. He just raised his chin as if saying, fuck off. Retsuko and the others bowed to him and left the shop in a hurry. The proprietor noticed the man in the suit, also greeting him with a bow. Who could he have been? He appeared sedate compared to the other men, but he must be dangerous because he made even them step aside. Everybody in the shop saw the same thing and tried not to look at him. The man in the suit looked around and found the menu on the wall. The proprietor looked up to him hesitantly. Hey, waiter. Yes? Is anything bothering you, sir? Do you have this seasonal dessert, sweet something or other today? Kasai rolling up to the function is a mythy. The thing is, like, Kasai is actually a good person. Huh? Oh. No, actually, we weren't running that today, but, well, if you insisted, we could make it specially for you. Kyoto, thanks for becoming a pet rabbit. Welcome. If you're not selling it, you're not selling it. I'll come back some other day. Hey, Kasai. He said he'd make it for you. Take his offer. We came all the way here. The girl seemed to be the only one who couldn't read the heavy atmosphere in the shop. She came in laughing cheerfully. It was Mion Sonozaki's twin sister, Shion. Shion pushed Kasai into the store while he hesitated. She looked at the girl who was sitting down and stopped in her tracks. Huh? Oh, it's you. Hello. Rena-san. How are you doing? Oh, Shi-chan? I'm surprised to see you here. Huh? Are you here by yourself? You waiting for someone? Isn't it my sis? Or maybe... could be Kei-chan? Shi-chan. Who's this? Hmm? Are you talking about Kasai here? He's like my bodyguard. He'll protect me when my life is in danger, won't you? I'll give my life for your sake, if that's what you want me to do. Wow. Kasai, if you were 20 years younger, I might have fallen for you. Or when she wants a seasonal snack, apparently. He looks scary, but he's a very funny guy. This is Rena Ryuku-san. She's my sister's friend. My name is Kasai. Nice to meet you. Kasai-san. Do you know the people who just walked past you? Kasai nodded, indicating that he was familiar with them. Who are they? I've never seen them before. The man is Teppei Hojo. A skunk of a human being. Fair assessment. Shion seemed to know who he was once he heard the name Hojo. And the woman? Rina Mamiya. I believe that's her business name. Her real name is Ritsuko Mamiya. I think she's the hostess at Flower Road. Kasai-san, do you know what he is to her? They look like a couple to me. Hojo is Rena's pimp? She really is for the streets. She belongs in the streets. They're very, very bad people, so you should never get involved with them. How bad are they? We're not pressed him for the answer, and Kasai seemed to back down a little from that pressure. Surprised Shion hasn't had a nuclear crash out at the mention of Hojo yet. Yeah. It's more courteous to stay out of a woman's private affairs. How bad are they? Please don't ask. How bad are they? Rena kept asking the same question until she got an answer. Shion sensed how desperate Rena was and cut into the conversation. Kasai, why don't you just tell her? Rena straight up pressuring this Yakuza dude. I don't think she's asking out of curiosity. Am I right, Rena-san? There was tension developing between Rena and Kasai. Shion seemed to be the only one who couldn't read the mood. Kasai finally opened his mouth. They're both skunks, actually. I've heard that they make a living by gambling and blackmailing people. I've also heard that they set up badger games. What's a badger game? Well, a badger game is like marriage fraud. A woman finds a catch, a man who has money, and begins a relationship with him. Then her boyfriend shows up and catches them in the act, blames the guy for stealing his girlfriend, then blackmails him for money. First, the woman makes him buy expensive stuff for her. And then she has her boyfriend take all of his money. There's a rumor that she's got herself a big catch recently. Oh, whoever that is, I'm so sorry for him. Haha, that's my dad. Oh, fuck. Well, the guy had some fun with her, too. I guess he gets what he deserves. That's a little harsh, Shion. A man sometimes falls for a woman very easily. Oh, really? I wonder whom you fell for. Your mom. I'm not saying that to be cheeky, cause I actually did. Actually did love Shion's mom, but she ended up with his dad instead. With her dad instead. I can't blame him, yeah. Waiter, bring the dessert to us, please. Wait, where did she go? She just took her leave. Rena was already gone. The door, which had just closed, looked as if it was the only thing that knew where she went. When I got home, the door was locked. I used my key to get in and found a note in the living room. Something's comes up. I have to go. I'm going to eat out tonight, is what the note said. Akane can rip my fingernails off any day. This wasn't the first time he'd done something like this. Each time he only told me he had to go to Okinomiya for something. But I knew the real reason. Because I heard him talking on the phone once. Rina-san must have had some free time between jobs and asked him out to have dinner together. I heaved a sigh, looked at the new living room I hated, and went to my room. I thought back over what I just heard at the coffee house. I tried to rationalize the meaning of her actions there. Maybe she had to pretend to be a bad person because she was being threatened by the man. But even after the man she called Tet-chan left the table, she continued to threaten the guys and push them into signing the loan contract immediately. If she was threatened to play along with the man, she wouldn't have done that. If she was pretending to be a bad person, she would have shown a little bit of mercy or sympathy when he left her alone with them. It's like holding water in a bowl you made with your hands. No matter how sturdy you make the bowl, the water would leak from your fingers. Mercy and sympathy leak out from you. But nothing, not even a drop of water, leaked from Rena-san. Her hands weren't even moist. They were all dried up. There was no water that could leak through those hands. She was threatening those guys as much as the man was. Neither was leading the other along. They were doing it together. How was it? Rina is a bad person. My brain cells accepted the idea of the plus. After all, I always hated Rina-san. I couldn't accept the feeling because my father liked her. But at that moment, I could finally accept it. She's a bad person, just like my mother. She's worse than your mother. Your mother, as far as I know, your mother earned her money by working. Your mother never scammed anybody. She's an existence that'll ruin everything and destroy my father's happiness just by being with him. I wonder if my father would understand that Rina-san is a bad person if I told him so. He won't. My father likes her so much that he'd probably jump over a cliff if she asked him to. He thinks everything she says he does or she does or says is great, and he interprets everything about her in a positive way. He protects her and praises her without her asking him to. From what I recall, at worst her mother is an unpleasant person, but that's not really a crime. No. Like, should she have cheated on her father? No. Should she have, like, blindsided him with the divorce? No. Should she have at least talked to him one more time when he was desperately trying to talk to her and see her one more time? Yes, she should have handled it better, but she wasn't. She's not a criminal. I'm not a kid anymore. I understand how a woman can tame a man. It's different from love. Love is about trying to build a relationship. Taming is just a way of satisfying the lust to dominate. She's just trying to make him into her slave. Women can deceive men, even my father. They can use dirty methods to ensnare men, like they're following a manual. It's the weak point all men are born with. I'm not a kid anymore, said anybody over the age of 12. Even with a strong will, they can't resist it. That's why we hate those women who exploit that weak point to deceive men. That's why I couldn't bring myself to like Rina-san. For the sake of argument, let's assume that I acknowledged an unreciprocated love like that. But that would only be as long as it was love. If it wasn't love, if it was just a method to threaten and squeeze money out of him. Yeah, I've met a couple girls who are like that. I mean, there are women who do act like that. I've met a couple of them. They're actually pretty easy to spot. They all kind of behave the same way. um it's just a method to squeeze the money out of him. I would never forgive her. I remember their conversation at the coffee house. Rina-san said that my father is a big spender. In fact, I think he spends more money without hesitation than before he met Rina-san. I was happy that he started to regain an interest in going out in the world again, but now I don't know whether I should be happy or not. He controls the money of the Ryugu family overall, but since I do the grocery shopping, he often gives me his bank book so I can withdraw money. Because of that, I know where he keeps his bank book, his personal seal, and other important stuff. You should hide that. I don't know. I'm just saying, if you know where he keeps all of that stuff, I'm sure that vixen, that whore knows where it is too. So I think you should hide that. I think you should hide that shit. They're in one of his drawers, which he usually locks. I know where he hides the key, and I know the combination of the cast box inside the drawer. He might be coming back soon, so I felt a little nervous. But I had to make sure. I opened the cast box, which had some banknotes, personal seals, stamps, and unused postcards. I removed everything from the cast box and got out the notebooks, then I found something new. On the bottom of the box was a bundle of new 10,000 yen bills. It's already started. Oh fuck, it's already started. Its thickness wasn't something I could ignore. There was also a paper wrapper that looked like something had been bundling the bills. The wrapper had a stamp on it that was a bundle of 1,000,000 yen. He usually kept some cash at home because it was troublesome to go to the bank every time he needed money. But he usually kept around 100,000 to 200,000 yen at most. He's never kept such a big amount of money at home before because he knows it's unsafe. The extraordinary amount of 10,000 yen bills was abnormally intimidating. I tried to open the bank book, but my fingers got numb all of a sudden. Part of me was trying to deny the things I had heard at the coffee house. It wasn't because I wanted to defend my father or even Rina-san. It was because I didn't want to believe my father was the husband in Hinamizawa, the blackmailers were talking about. Yeah, it could be somebody else. I opened the bank book. Last time I saw it, it was about 2 or 3 months ago. It shows countless withdrawals since that day. I probably wouldn't normally understand what those numbers meant, but I felt that moment as if the 10 different digits were speaking to me. They were a series of cruel digits. It starts with the same understandable expenses that I assume represent dinners or something. Then the amount of money starts to become nice round numbers, like a 5 or a 10. I could tell by looking at the dates he withdrew money that he wanted to have a certain amount of cash on hand when he went out with Rena-san. A cruel digits thesis. Among those expenses, a big number appeared all of a sudden. It was too much money to spend on a date. Hundreds of thousands of yen. I looked at the date of withdrawal and traced it back to my memory. I remembered. Around the time Rena-san was talking about moving into a new apartment. Ripping where the prices of 2025. I know the market rate of rentals apartments in Okinomiya. When Rena's parents got divorced, the mother gave the father a lot of money because she was the one who made a lot more money than him. Like a lot more. He was loaded. So she was the one who paid the settlement for the divorce. Yeah. Sure, it's like she's reading Catch Me If You Can, The Great Train Robbery to me when I'm not watching. Yeah. You need to put down 2 safety deposits and 2 payments of key money in order to rent an apartment. That amount of withdrawal sounded reasonable now. Like ground Danganronpa face. We finished Danganronpa though. He paid the whole down payment for her new apartment. After that, big numbers appeared one after another. I could tell they were for congratulatory gifts for her new apartment or something. Oh, the numbers got bigger and bigger. It looked like at first he was withdrawing only the amount of money he needed, but then he started withdrawing big amounts all at once because he knew he was going to use it someday anyway. The change only meant one thing. He lost his sense of the value of money. The balance kept going down, and I started to feel anxious about what's going to happen if he continued spending money like that. Then I saw a deposit of a big amount of money into the account. Where did that money come from? He took out a loan, didn't he? There was only one thing I could think of. I opened the other bank book. It was easy, like a puzzle for kids. It was like playing with an easy jigsaw puzzle that comes with huge pieces that you can't even put together. That you don't even have to put together to see what the whole picture looks like. father was using money from his time deposits. In other words, the settlement my mother paid my father when she divorced him. To him, it's cursed money. I understand if he wanted to use it to get a new love, but that was just an excuse to use the money from his time deposits. Money is money. Even though it's his divorce alimony, it's still important money for our future. I mean, Vempus was very kind to gift me a copy of Rain Code, which is made by the same developers as Danganronpa. And he had and it has similar art style and vibes. So there's that. Even though it's cursed money to him, that doesn't mean he can waste it. Big expenses start appearing one after another. There are many expenses upwards of 6 digits. Dear Lord. Oh my god. For some reason, I could immediately tell that they're for buying electric appliances and furniture. He must have been buying everything she asked him to. If, from the beginning, Rina-san was only seeing to check if it could end up being a big catch, she must have been trying to find out how much money she could squeeze out of him. He's either spending all of his money on Rina, or he's done something far worse and got into Warhammer. Those Warhammer figurines are not cheap. And my father bought her anything she wanted, no matter how expensive it was. Because he probably thinks of him as a perfect catch now. The numbers of the bank book told me so. The simple numbers and dates on the bank book had started talking to me. Around the time he started withdrawing big amounts of money, Rina-san started coming to the house more often. She also started spending the night. To Rina-san, my father was first just a guy who spends big money. But around that time, she landed her big catch. My father used to refer to her as my friend in Okinomiya at first, but he started referring to her as Rina-san around that time. This is partially his fault. But he was betrayed by his beloved wife, and he was feeling hurt and down for a long time. So, it's partially my fault. Rena, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. That's why I didn't want to blame him. And he's not that good looking either. Wow. He's like, yeah, I mean, like, he's kind of ugly, so... So it's not like you could, like, really find anyone anyway, because he's kind of ugly, so, like... There's no way he's immune to women. Oh my god. He's like, yeah, he's kind of ugly, and like women don't really like him, so like if a woman pays attention to him, he's gonna become really attached to her because he's ugly. I know she didn't outwardly say that he's like ugly, but like this is so fucked up. He must have not been able to resist an attractive lady who aggressively approached him when he was feeling down. Yeah. He's crazy about Rina-san because he can see nothing other than her. I had to tab him because I thought the current monologue was so savage. No, that was just me. That was just me. But that's like she kind of gives off that vibe, doesn't it? That's what she said. She basically said like he's ugly. So like what am I supposed to do? Of course he's gonna get seduced by some random woman. He's ugly. Rena tells how you really feel. I can't blame him because Renatran trained him to be that way. We put the bank books and other things back into the cash box. This cash box is just like my father's heart. Rena-san is eating up the contents. What should I do? Well, now, murder is bad and all, but like, I don't know, maybe you should take a page from Keiichi from chapter 3 and enlist the help of Mr. Baseball Bat, you know? That might, that'll problem go away. Just a little help from Mr. Baseball Bat. Oh, where did Rena go? I don't know. I guess she got a modeling job in Tokyo and she just left or something. I don't know. What should I do? Think, Rena Ryukyu. Should I tell him about Rena's scheme? Wise words. Wouldn't be the first time and probably not the last time Satochi's bad beat a woman to death. I mean, his aunt had it coming. So does Rena. Or not Rena, Rena. Retsuko, whatever the fuck she calls herself, she has it coming too. Should I tell him about Rina-san's scheme? No, that probably wouldn't do anything. The whole point of taming an animal is that it won't run away from its owner even when the door is wide open. My father probably won't leave his cage even if I open the door. This is PK's. Yeah. I should confront Rina-san about her plot when he's with her. The results would be the same. Rina-san would run behind his back. He'd probably try to protect her. If she pressed her breast against his back, he'd protect her no matter what, because he's ugly. I'm sorry. I need to stop calling him ugly. The one who said it. She said it in a nice way. She's like, oh, he's not the best looking, but you know what that means. You know what that means. He's ugly. He's ugly. That's what she's saying. He's not hot. He's not attractive. He's ugly. I couldn't make this a problem between me and him. First of all, I was trying to get rid of Rina-san for his sake. If we got mad at each other, that would give the advantage to Rina-san. It would be like I was putting myself into her trap. Then that meant I couldn't make him do anything. If I couldn't make him break up with Rina-san, I'd have to talk to Rina-san directly. Like, it's brought up perpetually, poor guy. Like, she was the one who said it, not me. She's like, yeah, he's not the best looking either, so like, if a woman gives him attention, then he's gonna fall for it because he's not very good looking, so it doesn't happen often. So instead of making my father fight, I'd have to fight in his place. But how? That guy Kasai-san, who was with Shi-chan today, seemed to know the man Rina-san was with. I wonder if I can somehow meet him again. He looked scary, but I was introduced to him as a friend of Mi-chan. Mi-chan has a lot of power around here. There's no way he would treat me badly. Yeah, I've seen Rena's OG sprite. Yeah. The original sprites might not be the most polished, but there's like a charm to them. Oh, he looks like a GTA NPC. I need to look that up. I see. I wonder if he could tell Rina-san and the man to back off of my father. That'd help me a lot. I don't know, but I didn't know how I could meet him again. I could ask Mi-chan for help, but I don't want her to know about my situation. Original sprites have a charm to them, the expressions in particular are really good, yeah. This is the problem of the Ryugu family. This is nobody's business but mine. Star Tattoo is much trashier and she has an evil look on her face, yeah. Yeah, this is the battle that I'd have to fight alone. I regretted my parents' divorce. I wept about the tragedy I could have prevented if I had tried. I wasn't going to weep this time. I wasn't going to let the chance slip away. This time, I would fight for my happiness. So are we gonna... Alright. We will read the tip, and then we shall end the stream. Property estimate. Dear Ritsuko Mamiya-sama, Executive Housing Corporation. Attached estimate. We thank you for your past visits and inquiries to our office. We've included the estimate for the property you inquired about. Basic information. Property name, Palace of Versailles, room 707. Property code, 14M1421. Property type, modern condominium. Layout, 2LDK. What? Murder? And Higurashi never? They're only nationals individuals who would never resort to such barbaric methods such as striking another human, much less a cardinal sin like murder. I mean, like... Okay, easy. Just tell Shion that Rina somehow, some way had something to do with Satoshi going missing, and she'll be gone within a week. I'm almost done. Address: Shishiboni City, Kiwacho, Tukram, Chom. Transportation: XX line, Gogura Station. 5 minutes on foot. Cost: 49 million. 49. Yeah. Maintenance fee: 20,000 yen. Other: southeast corner room, elevator floor. Fitness club membership included. Thank you for your interest in this property. The area around Gogura Station is a prime real estate for luxury condominiums, along with future planned developments. The real estate values in and around the Gura Station are expected to rise, and this property is not an exception. As a result, many prospective buyers are interested in this property. A crazy meat chick. Satoshi's uncle is pimping out his girl, but she had something to do with Satoshi going missing. Yeah, there. Problem solved. Oh yeah, Satoshi is Ash's Japanese name, isn't it? Hence, we'd like for you to understand that the selection process for this property will be done via lottery. What? That's absurd. Also, we like to we offer celebrity member preferential treatment, granting highly improved chances through additional lottery entries. Please feel free to inquire with our agents for more details. Executive Housing Corporation. Celebrity Account Manager Kawabata. So that's the condo that she had her Rena's dad buy for her, right? He's like at reading Yakuza side stories. I mean, that's the nature of Higurashi. I mean, okay. Alright. So we're at chapter 3 and 4. Okay. Hang on, let me check how many chapters we have left. I know. I don't know. I'm not sure if we'll finish it before I go on vacation. We'll see. I'll try. Uh but whoop. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I had a lot of fun. I will see you guys tomorrow. We're playing Persona 4 tomorrow. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for your stream, it was a lot of fun. It's gonna get wild excited for tomorrow's streams too. Yes, thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, I hope I hope you can get through the day okay, Cody. You got this. Alright. Yes. Yeah, take care of yourselves. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Or I guess later today, technically, because it's after midnight, but you know. Yes, when you get home and attend the stream, sounds good. Okay, good night, everyone. Bye bye.